Welcome, everybody, to Horrifying Tales with Reverse Synth. Today I'm going to be reading a really scary story called SpongeBob Dick Pants. Yes, SpongeBob Dick Pants. You heard me right. This is taken off of AO3, which anyone who knows about AO3 understands that the scariest of stories are on that website. So if you are looking to get a scare and just be completely terrified, go to AO3 or DeviantArt or one of those websites anyways. I'm going to read this story to you today because I read a little bit of it and it really terrified the hell out of me, okay? So make sure you have the lights off, but if you need to turn them on, I don't blame you, okay? I really don't. Make sure you have a bottle with you, like an empty bottle of water or whatever, so you can piss, all right? Because you may piss your pants, all right? Honestly, if I were you, I would just put a diaper on, okay? Go to your grandma's room and grab one of her diapers, okay? Before we start reading this. I do want to quickly just preface that there are some topics in the story that are a little triggering. So there's certain things that are discussed that are maybe sort of non-consensual in this story. So just keep that in mind, okay? I'm not here to start any fights with people, whatever. I'm just trying to be funny, okay? Anyways, let me get back into character. Let's begin. All right, let's begin. This is SpongeBob Dick Pants by Darfor Max. The summary of the story is, it says, this is what tends to happen to SpongeBob when he's high. Alright, Chapter 1, SpongeBob Goes to Work. One day, SpongeBob woke up. Ah, what a beautiful day, he announced to Gary. SpongeBob then hopped out of bed, already dressed. For he figured that if he was dressed when he woke up, then he would get to the Krusty Krab faster or something. Well, gotta go to work, I'll see you later. SpongeBob then went to work at his dead-end job that he loves so much. Quickly just interject and say, I'm not doing voices, because I'm not that kind of guy. And secondly, I'm reading this. I read a little bit of it earlier, but I'm reading this at the same time that you're hearing me. Like, I didn't prepare anything. So if I fuck up reading, sorry about that. Anyways, back to the story. Along the way, he saw Squidward. Oh great, you saw me, he mumbled. Before he could run away from SpongeBob, however, hiya, Squidward! The very demons of hell screeched at him in the form of a yellow sponge. Realizing it was futile to try to run away from him, he made a defeated sigh of, "Hello, SpongeBob," hoping those empty words would keep his eternal damnation at bay, but it didn't. Ass hat, SpongeBob yelled out before he flung himself, ass first, onto Squidward's greasy fish head. A perfect fit. SpongeBob does this every time he sees Squidward. But Squidward was ready to do something about it, so he told off SpongeBob with a sawed-off. The sponge was propelled onto the ground, blood seeping out of his head. His laughter was going all out, like it was mocking him for not doing this sooner. And it was right. Squidward then felt like he unlocked some kind of power that was inside of him all along. He knew what he had to do. He was going to the Soul Society to become captain of his own squadron and kill stuff. So he took a bus to Mexican Bottom, which is located near Mexico. Squidward knew Spanish because it was an artistic language, and he won't have to talk to the R-word American children like SpongeBob Dick Pants. He then decided to go to all the raves in town because that's what artists do. He lived there for I'm just gonna put this number, the numbers of years he lived in that area. I can't pronounce this number. I don't think it's a real number, but I'm gonna put it on screen so y'all can just see what I'm looking at. Because I can't say it. Anyways, until he saw a face that he thought he wouldn't have seen again, or wouldn't have to see again. SpongeBob. SpongeBob had his dick out and was some Japanese schoolgirls that he found. SpongeBob, Squidward screamed out in shock. Yes, it is I, SpongeBob Dickpants. I have been killed by you and your sawed-off shotgun, but fear not, for I have returned as squad captain. They then both brandished their swords. They were going to kick each other's asses. They fought a glorious battle, and at the end, they were both barely alive. Why are you still alive, SpongeBob? Squidward shouted at his spongy nemesis. Because I have taken over the Soul Society, which I turned into an amusement park because it was boring. Patrick is at Soul Society yelling out, ice cream! He then tackled Rukia, who was forced to be an ice cream vendor to avoid execution. Damn you, Ichigo. Damn you, Ichigo. Damn you. She thought to herself if it wasn't for him and his stoner friends. I can't. Damn you, Ichigo. She thought to herself if it wasn't for him and his stoner friends, she would be happily not existing instead of being slavered on by a starfish of all things. SpongeBob was about to behead Squidward when he suddenly remembered his job with the Krusty Krab. Good Lord, I'm late! He then ran away, full speed chanting, I'm ready, over and over. He finally arrived at the Krusty Krab, where Mr. Krabs was waiting. SpongeBob, you're late by... And then the same amount of years. He then gave SpongeBob a spatula. Get to work, Mr. Krabs ordered. After a hard day's work, SpongeBob then went home. Good night, Gary, he said to the snail. Alright, moving on. This is getting interesting. Chapter 2, SpongeBob's Day Off. Yeah. Okay. This might get a little dicey later, so just get prepared. Prepare your anuses. One day in, whatever kind of watery hellhole the show takes place, SpongeBob woke up. Oh, what a crappy day for the underwater of turd bottom. He ranted for no reason. Well, I guess I should start my day now, he murmured while farting as he transformed from a sea cow into everyone's most hated sponge, SpongeBob Dickpants. He has the day off today, so he was planning to yiff with Sandy. He was planning to go yip with Sandy, or have poopy butt sex with Patrick, or whatever the hell he likes to do. He was headed towards the kitchen, already feeling that he was going to have a very fun day. He then encountered Gary peeing on his Shin Megami Tensei merchandise. Ooh, what? Gary, what the fuck are you doing? The sponge screeched, breaking all that was glass in a 10-mile radius. Gary meowed, attempting to cover up his act, but the sponge wouldn't have any of it, so he mauled his pet snail with his monster cock. It was not swell, in case you're wondering. I sure was. Thank you, author. SpongeBob was then about to finish Gary off with a good cock flogging, but then the doorbell rang. I'll get it, SpongeBob announced, automatically forgetting the deadly nerve rage that he had when he saw it. His deadly nerve rage that he had when he saw Gary pissing on his beloved anime crap. He merrily skipped to the door to meet this mystery man. It was Squidward with a sawed-off shotgun. He finally cracked and has resorted to killing SpongeBob. But the sponge then pulled out a transformed Tetsuiga? I don't know what the fuck that word says. That he had inside his ass for no reason whatsoever, for he wasn't going to be told off again. Squidward, upon seeing the whatever the fuck that word says, invoked a fit of laughing that only a lunatic can do properly. Are you seriously gonna stop me with that? He giggled like a little girl while pointing at the sword, which was right in front of him, so that tentacle has been sliced in half. You think you know whatever this fucking word says? I'll show you, Tetsuya. I think that's what the word says. I don't fucking watch Tensei Muyo or whatever the fuck the show is, so I don't know. Anyways, he yelled as he punched SpongeBob Dickpants in the dick and snagged the sword, taking Sponge's arms with it. SpongeBob screamed in terror, surprised and horrified that he just stole the sword, despite the fact that SpongeBob had more spiritual energy than Squidward could ever hope to have, who was not even in the Soul Society. But that's impossible. Squids can't wield that fang. Squidward looked surprised and sane for 1 second upon hearing this, but then let out a laugh, fell and terrible. This little Squidward is half a demon, is a half-demon, he said in a demonic voice, swinging the blade at SpongeBob, who barely evaded the attack. He ran back into his house and shut the door in Squidward's face, who just laughed it off while chopping at his pineapple home like a tree. Gary, you have to help me, he squealed as he hurled into a corner. Gary ate his dick to get revenge for what he did to him earlier, before heading off to pee on SpongeBob's crap some more. SpongeBob abandoned all hope as he monologues about what just happened. You peed on my dreams. You ate my hope. You let me down, Gary. You let me down. He rolled on his body with some rotten, jizzy seahorse milk he usually used as anal lube for Patrick's rough starfish asshole. Sobbing, he laid on his side and cried, waiting for his impending doom. He then realized he still had one hope against Squidward, the jizzy seahorse milk. SpongeBob, having regained his will to fight once again, stood in triumph as Squidward destroyed the last of his pineapple with the wind scar. I have you now, Sponge, he shrieked as he lunged towards SpongeBob. Thinking fast, SpongeBob entered anime cutscene mode and grabbed Gary and ripped off his shell. He had poured the jizzy milk into the shell as he cut Gary to bits to get the last laugh. He then popped into the shell and stirred the contents thoroughly with his newly grown dick while peeing at the same time. By the time he added a few other choice ingredients in the shell, anime cutscene mode had ended and Squidward was less than 3 feet away, swinging on the sponge for the final blow. Oh my god. Before he could strike down the sponge, however, SpongeBob jammed the shell onto his greasy fish head. Squidward stopped all movement as he started to melt seconds later. I'll get you next time, SpongeBob Dick Pants, he yelled one last time before his maniacal laughter faded to silence as he melted into a puddle of himself along with the late Gary's shell. Having defeated the insane Hayu octopi, SpongeBob let out a victory cry. Woo! He yelled as he picked up the Tetsuya to share the victory with before he sheathed it back into his ass. SpongeBob then ran around what little remained of his pineapple house with his arms up in the air, letting victory be heard throughout the ocean. He spent the rest of the day doing just that. Later at night, he got bored of running around like an idiot and went back to the wreckage of his house, intent on calling it a night. He hopped on his sexy Kenshin blow-up doll and covered himself with his gay hentai doujin. Good night, Gary, he said what was left of the snail. Alright. And drink some water. Give me 1 second. Alright. Let's do this shit. Also, this is going to be... I mean, by now you should know, but I'm not putting visuals in for this, just so you're aware, because I'm not talented like that. I'm going to put some fan art of SpongeBob or whatever. So imagine what's going on in the story, okay? Use your brain. Act like we're reading a book or something, okay? You can imagine it yourself. But let's get right into it. Chapter 3. Patrick's baby's gone. Emily Yoshis made me cry, but I'm still in the time zone fuckery. Oh, my bad. That's just a review of the fucking thing. Here, let me go down to the actual topic. One day in the leaper-infested dump known as Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob woke up. The air from his ass exhaled groggily as he stood up, letting the gay doujinshi, I don't fucking know, fall off of him. Gat fucking damn commies, piss off, he rambled as he shambled off to a yummy breakfast he had miraculously hid inside his Rorinori Kenshin blow-up doll. A Krabby Patty. SpongeBob chomped it down like a weasel. It tasted like Doritos. SpongeBob didn't remember that he has work today, which filled him with constipated pride. He got his hat and pranced out from his pineapple wreckage, chanting "I'm ready" slogan while ignoring the slightly molten remains of his pet snail. SpongeBob, for whatever reason, decides to pay Patrick a quick visit before going to work. He went up to his house, making sure he was out of range of his very special friend's front lawn and, by extension, the sawed-off shotgun, just in case he's still alive. Ooh, Patrick, the spongy miser caressed the rock that Patrick lives and shits under while uttering his greeting. He needed some chocolate starfish to envelop his hot dog water-flavored dick. Fast! Hello, balls, Patrick said in a Bateman accent. He hasn't even let SpongeBob in yet and he's already gay. He hasn't even let SpongeBob in yet and he's already gay. Patty, let me in. You know I'm horny, SpongeBob said as he tried. SpongeBob said as he dry humped a rock. He did this until it opened up. There was Patrick, the obese shit love machine himself, wearing an emo Inuyasha t-shirt, and only an emo Inuyasha t-shirt. It wasn't just any emo t-shirt though. It was a t-shirt that had SpongeBob's amazing ass duct taped over Inuyasha's face with the words "Street Lethal" underneath it in blue print, in impact font. Holy shit, Pat, that is one greasy ass shirt. SpongeBob wooed at the starfish with no pants on as Dick Pants started getting pantsless himself. I made it for you, spongy balls, SpongeBob or Patrick said as he got the chubs for his pal. Your shirt's on your head. And my balls are on your eyes. SpongeBob suddenly leaped. Come on, man. SpongeBob suddenly leaped ass first and landed on Patrick's rough starfish head. A perfect fit. I missed your old buddy. Let's watch Trailer Park Boys and chill before Mr. Krabs fires me for being late again. Just like old times. Patrick nodded his ass. Patrick nodded his ass-hatted head, was impaled ass first onto his head, then SpongeBob, and stumbled into the bedroom, which was full of sand, just like your bitch dog's vagina. Okay, this is... Alright. He had moved the TV and refrigerator in there ever since an old man started living in his living room one day, paying his rent in cigarettes. As Patrick swung SpongeBob's ripped asshole off his head and onto the bed and hopped in, the old man entered. SpongeBob was the first to notice the stench of nicotine. He's never seen this man before. He's either been dead, demolishing the Soul Society, or cheating on Patrick with paid celebrities and unwilling schoolgirls when the old guy first moved in ages ago. Patrick, who is that? SpongeBob said, who was greatly disturbed by the intrusion upon his and Patrick's sexy time, but never again Squidward's. He knows what he's done. In fact, the entire being of this man was disturbing in itself. His baseball cap was black, and he had a bald eagle with a heart-shaped American flag. The lens of his glasses reflected lighting provided by the TV, which is playing a LaHaye and Randy-centric episode of Trailer Park Boys that SpongeBob and Patrick found particularly greasy. I never watched Trailer Park Boys, but I heard it's very good. Tell me if it's good in the comments. Anyways. Hey, how are you all doing? My name's Mike, the old man said as he waved at the couple, smiling. What in the fuck, man? What in the flying actual fuck? SpongeBob screamed. He gripped Patrick tightly. Whoa, SpongeBob, don't worry. He's cool, Patrick said, trying to calm his boyfriend down. He started living here after you were gone for so long. God, Pat, I just... SpongeBob took one glance at Mike. He was still waving, smiling at them. Just looking at him felt violating, knowing that he's watching them. Patrick was cool with this? He'd be cool with this? Excuse me. Who in the right mind wants a creepy old man to walk in on a couple making love? Get the fuck out, SpongeBob screamed hysterically. Get the fuck out, get the fuck out, get the fuck out, you redneck creep fuck. Mike didn't move an inch, though he had finally stopped waving. SpongeBob, please, just give him a chance, Patrick said. He's not a bad guy, he just does things his own way. He's like Squidward, but hotter. I'm gonna start using that from now on. He's like Squidward, but hotter. His face took on a smile, one that was too guilty and far too unnerving to the sponge, as he let out a forced chuckle. He diddled his fiddle with one hand as he supported himself with the other. As he looked intently at him, the air of desperation choked it too. SpongeBob blinked. I see now. He sat up and moved off the bed, covering himself in shame. He reached for his clothes. The feat had never tasted so unexpected nor utterly revolting. How long have you seen him, Patrick? About 4 or 5 inches, almost 6 if we're using the pump, and he takes his Viagra. His stupid face contorted into an expression that made him look somehow even more like a stupid asshole to SpongeBob than he already did. I mean, how long have you two been seeing each other? Oh, that, the cheating fuck blathered. SpongeBob, this started a really, really long time ago. I don't remember when we first met. He just came out of nowhere. And next thing I know, he moved on in. I mean, I haven't seen you in forever. I thought Patrick, SpongeBob's voice was practically seething in venom. Why did you let me in your house knowing that I wanted to be alone with you and only you? And you have this sick fuck watching our every move and you think this is okay? SpongeBob wasn't having it. He put his clothes back on and briskly started to walk out. Mike was in the way, however, and he was still watching him. Still him. Under his unrelenting gaze, still creeping on him. SpongeBob asked him to move. This is my house, boy, Mike said. You can't tell me what to do in my house. And furthermore, As at that moment, Sponge launched a straight, spirit-laden punch of the old man's nuts. They felt like sourdough bread and were just as easy to knead into his pelvis. Mike stumbled to the ground, hollering as SpongeBob pushed him out of the way. "SpongeBob," Patrick cried out from his bed. "SpongeBob, my baby, no. I'm not going to be your side bitch anymore, you fucking two-timing shit," he screamed out from the doorway. "Consider us done. Serves you right for fucking cheating on me." "I'm sorry. Please forgive me, baby. I can make it up to you in any way I can." "Patrick," he cut him off. "There's nothing you could possibly do at this moment that would allow me to forgive you." SpongeBob took a deep breath. Everyone else in the audience, please take a deep breath along with me and SpongeBob. SpongeBob took a deep breath, looking right into his eyes as he did so. He enunciated his words as clearly as he could to the starfish. "You will never, ever, and I mean ever, fucking ever see me again. Don't ever call me your baby, understand?" Patrick's tears poured from his eyes, his voice barely above a whisper. But, you lost your baby." SpongeBob left without another word. His custom-made emo bleach t-shirt was totally forgotten. And that's the end. That's the end of SpongeBob Dick Pants. It was only 3 chapters, 3 episodes. It says to be continued, but there's nothing more than that. Wow, what a wild ride. This is written in... When was this written? 2018. This is written in 2018. So, yeah. It has not been updated since, but I really hope you come back to this, my man. Because I was really invested in this, all right? Darfur Max on AO3. Please. I'm very invested. Please come back to this, to SpongeBob Dick Pants, and finish the story. I want to know what happens, all right? Don't leave us on a cliffhanger like that. All right? It really made me sad. Yeah, this horrifying story thing kind of fell apart, didn't it? It's funny because this ended up being a little more scarier than an actual scary story would be. Anyways, I'm fucking tired, man. I don't even know if I'm gonna fucking post this. Honestly, I don't even know, man. Maybe I should just keep this off the internet. Maybe I shouldn't see the web at all. But I know there's a lot of sick fucks in my audience and a lot of sick fucks on the internet, so you're probably going to watch it anyways and laugh at it and be sick just like I am. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, thank you for watching this glorious masterpiece of a video. And thank you for watching Horrifying Tales. I think that's what I called it, right? I can't remember. Horrifying Tales with Reverse Synth. Stay tuned for the next episode in this amazing series that I'm probably never going to make another episode of, but whatever. Take care. Have a great rest of your night. Bye.